Professional wrestling, the only sport where the outcome is scripted, but can still manage to go off the rails. You would think with all the rehearsals, agents, and camera angles that the WWE could stick the landing every time, but some moments are so botched, they have to be quietly deleted from existence. Lucky for you, the internet never forgets, and neither do we. So let's take a walk through the biggest WWE match mistakes that got the old post-production polish, because nothing says live entertainment like fixing it in post. I'm Senor Siete for 7 Wrestling. Let's take a look at 7 WWE botches so bad they got erased from history. Now, before we get into this, we appreciate your support, so if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and Tombstone Pile Drive that notification bell. Number 1, Cage Rage. Alright, let's set the scene. It's the January 6, 2006 episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Rey Mysterio and Batista are squaring off against Eminem in a steel cage for the tag team titles. What could possibly go wrong? Well, just about everything, if you're Mark Henry. See, the big man was supposed to crash the party mid-match, rip the chain off the cage door like it was made out of candy canes, and insert himself into the action like a true monster heel. It was going to be glorious, devastating, dominant, except somebody forgot to gimmick the chain. So there's poor Mark Henry yanking and pulling at this very real, very uncooperative steel chain like he's trying to open a stubborn pickle jar in front of thousands of fans. The ref looks like he wants to crawl into the timekeeper's bell. Batista and Rey, they're just standing around in the ring like kids waiting for their ride to show up. Reportedly, this went on for 8 minutes, but that's not the amazing part. The amazing part is that Henry eventually did break the non-gimmicked lock and chain with his bare hands. But by then, the moment and all its intimidating momentum had deflated faster than a beach ball in a cactus patch, which, is a crime because he actually broke it. Seriously, Mark Henry is supposed to look like a terrifying force of nature. Instead, he looked like a dad getting mad at a jammed gas cap, when in reality, he just performed one of the most amazing feats of strength I've ever even heard of. Of course, this was all edited nicely in the final show, so anyone who watched it could be thinking, oh, gimmick chain, lame. Number 2, Final Countdown. In February of 1989, during NBC's The Main Event primetime show, the Mega Powers made up of Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage were taking on the Twin Towers, aka the Big Boss Man and Akeem, the African Dream, yeah, that was a thing. The match itself, solid late 80s chaos, but the real main event was the nuclear meltdown that happened at ringside. During a wild melee, Akeem launched Savage out of the ring, and poor Miss Elizabeth got accidentally sandwiched between the madness and the mat. And if you weren't around in the late 80s, I feel the need to point this out that this was a huge deal. Miss Elizabeth absolutely never took any bumps around this time. Down she went, kayfabe unconscious, and in that moment, the WWE's most delicate love triangle got drop-kicked into overdrive. Hogan, ever the gallant hero, completely forgot he had a tag team partner and carried Elizabeth to the back like he was auditioning for a soap opera. Once she was in the care of medical professionals, rather than go help his buddy, he kneeled over her, cried, and did everything he could possibly do to try to win an Emmy. They'd cut back to Hogan after a commercial break where he was still using the power of Hulkamania to try to heal the wounded manager, but he was also trying to communicate with the producer off camera as he can clearly be heard saying, "I need a countdown or something." No, but the mistakes didn't end there. Later on, when Savage laid Hogan out, Brutus the Barber Beefcake was supposed to run in to save the Hulkster. He just did it a little too early. His cue was clearly to wait until Savage had thrown Elizabeth across the room, but he stepped in, realized his mistake, then promptly stepped out. No! Dear, fortunately, the barber had the presence of mind to take off his shirt before he ran in a second time. Nobody will suspect a thing. The guy in the yellow shirt with the trademark mullet? Nah, no idea who that fella is. At any rate, neither one of these goof-ups will be seen on the version that you see the WWE promote today. Number 3, in the Doghouse. The Road Dogg Jesse James has never really been known for his in-ring ability. Now, don't get us wrong, he was totally fine, but for a guy who basically wrestled in his jammies, his stuff wasn't much to write home about, but his intros were magic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's that D-O-double-G. Oh, you didn't know? Yes, better call somebody! Oh, classic. That's why it was so weird that during a match against Raven on the October 19th, 2000 episode of SmackDown, that he walked to the ring with a microphone and literally all he said was, "You're damn right." Then Raven came out and the match started. Very peculiar. Well, that's because things had actually kicked off with his signature hype man routine. Only this time he took a wrong turn somewhere between his brain and his mouth. He'd say, "Detroit Rock City, welcome to the Doghouse." Problem was, they were in Cleveland. Cue the confused boos from the crowd, the internal cringe from commentary, and probably a panicked producer screaming into a headset backstage. Supposedly, he was even greeted by chants of, "We're in Cleveland." Well, in the Road Dogg's defense, he wasn't known for having such a clear head back then. Maybe he should have paid more attention to this sign. Number 4, the better part of Balor. Look, we could watch Seth Rollins and Finn Balor wrestle each other all day long. Seriously, put them in a Denny's parking lot with the referee and we're canceling our plans. The chemistry is that damn good, but every now and then, even the slickest ring generals have a brain fart so loud, even the audience can't ignore it. Case in point, on the February 17th, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw, Rollins hit Balor with a pedigree so clean, would have made Triple H stand up and clap politely. Finn, bless his abs, was supposed to kick out. That was the plan. Drama, suspense, a hot crowd rising to their feet. Instead, Balor just kind of forgot. Ref counts 1, 2, and then just kind of stops. Immediately, an audible boo tsunami rolled throughout the arena. But here's the thing, if you caught the replay on Netflix, you'd be shocked at how completely normal that finish looks now. An awkward pause, just a chef's kiss cut to make you believe that Balor totally kicked out. Sure, Jan. What actually happened was some poor editor had to stitch together enough crowd reaction shots and camera angles to gaslight us into thinking that our eyeballs were broken. You could show it to a friend and they'd go, "See, he totally kicked out." No, he didn't. Crowd knew, we knew, but WWE was like, no, not today, Satan. It's one of those delicious little oopsies they thought that they could quietly erase, but us wrestling fans, we've got long memories, DVRs, and receipts. Number 5, Unne Stevens. Remember that legendary Saturday night's main event where Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff escaped the cage at the same time? You know, the one where NBC showed it in super slow motion, classic twin landing spot, well executed, huge drama, iconic replay value. Now fast forward 20 years to SmackDown, May 2007, Undertaker vs. Batista, steel cage, world heavyweight title, 2 titans, 1 cage, and 1 very ambitious finish. Both guys dived towards the floor in a synchronized escape that was clearly meant to echo that Hogan-Orndorff magic. But there's one tiny problem. Batista was late, like noticeably late, like Batista bomb your DVR late. While Taker hit the ground with the smooth timing of a Swiss watch, Big Dave landed with all the urgency of a Windows 95 shutdown. And WWE and all their, don't worry, we'll fix it in post-glory, decided to cut together a split-screen video that shows that their feet did indeed touch the ground at the same time. Here it is. Now, can you spot what's wrong with it? Here, I'll play it again. Now, you see, Batista is in the background of the shot that features The Undertaker, and it's clear he didn't drop at the same time as the Batista in the other frame. So there's no possible way this was a tie. Look, we could watch Taker and Batista wreck each other all day long. That match ruled, their feud ruled, but pretending this was some kind of dead even photo finish, sorry guys, this ain't it. Number 6, Cena Zelena. On the March 21st, 2025 episode of WWE SmackDown, the crew went international, broadcasting live from Bologna, Italy. Wait, that can't be right. Bologna, Italy. Sorry. There was a lot going on that night, but all anyone could talk about was Zelina Vega's spontaneous feud with her own ring gear. During a one-on-one match against the artist formerly known as Dewdrop, also known as Piper Niven, Zelina's top decided it wanted more screen time than it was booked for, slipping not once, but twice mid-match. Before you could say TVPG, the screen went full Undertaker entrance, pitch black, not for dramatic effect, mind you, but because the production truck was scrambling like an NXT GM on draft night. Later, when the US feed aired and replays hit Peacock, the blackouts had magically disappeared, replaced with alternate angles that kept the mystery alive. And in the end, Vega continued with the match like the pro that she is, never missing a beat, but her gear, let's just say it got future endeavored before the night was over. Number 7. Entrance Intruder. WrestleMania 41 marked the long-awaited in-ring debut of heel John Cena, looking like a grizzled, buzz-cut baddie who clearly read the assignment, no fun allowed, no flashy gear, just the same tired jorts, same entrance music, and a scowl that said, "You're not getting a five-knuckle shuffle, kid." So when it came time for his big entrance, the moment fell somewhere between Epic Return and Guy reluctantly clocking into a shifted AutoZone. That alone made it kinda unique. You know, all these WWE entrances are so big, going the other way really stood out until WWE's production team accidentally included a new player in the Cena cinematic universe, a frantic stagehand sprinting off stage like they just hit the pyro button too early. Poor person was caught mid-freakout, clearly realizing that they were way too visible and absolutely not supposed to be in the same shot as John freaking Cena as he makes his way to the ring for his last ever WrestleMania match. Naturally, WWE edited them out of all replays and highlights faster than they scrubbed Enzo Amore from the Cruiserweight division. But hey, when you're trying to convince fans you're a cold, calculating villain with nothing left to prove, nothing says heel heat like refusing new gear, recycling your entrance, and getting upstaged by some rando in a headset. Well, there's our list, and I leave out any other WWE botches so bad they got erased from history. If so, please leave them in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please do us a solid, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and rude awakening that notification bell. Until next time, I'm Senor Siete for 7 Wrestling saying bye-bye.